When he pulled off this combo with Minato on Obito, I was like, nah, this bro, he's built different, bro. Dude is too cold, man. So we're gonna be continuing the trend of these Hokage videos, man, because after that Minato video, it just made me want to discuss another one of my favorite Hokages, and that is Tobirama Senju, man, the second Hokage. Because man, when I first saw that guy in the series, bruh, he was cold, man. I'm talking about cold, especially when I saw him during the Shinobi War. When he got reanimated and just flexed in front of everybody, man, he had the fourth Hokage shook, the third Hokage shook, he made Sasuke shook. He had Orochimaru post up against him, man. Like the only one that was not like scared of what he was about to do was Hashirama, because Hashirama was built different too, man. Like there's a reason why these two were the first Hokages, man, and it's like the reason why they are the founders of the Hidden Leaf Village, man. Because like Tobirama, man, he was so sick of a Hokage, man. Like I don't know, like the first time when I first saw Tobirama in the series, man, he always struck me as such like a cool looking character, man. Cause like how his design is, man. Like his drip, like the blue armor top, and then the fur, and then him having silver white hair, red eyes, and then the red face. I don't know if it's like face paint like he has. I don't know if it's like in his skin, like is his actual skin or his face paint, but he has such a unique design out of all the Hokages, in my opinion, and like out of any Naruto character too. Like he just looks so cool, man. Like if someone was to tell you that he and Hashirama are brothers, or that Hashirama is like the older brother of the two, people wouldn't believe it because like just their personalities. Like Tobirama seems to be the more like he seems to be like the older one out of the two personality wise, but it's actually Hashirama. But anyways, man, so the thing that always made me like a fan of Tobirama was like when we got to Shippuden, man, because before that he was like I think like out of all the Hokages at that time, he was the one that we didn't know much about him compared to like the first, the third, and the fourth, because the third Hokage, he was like the grandpa Hokage. He's like the one that we saw for the first time in the series. He was like our entry point for the Hokages, and then then the fourth Hokage, he was like foreshadowed throughout the entire series. And then the fifth Hokage, we of course got her too, but like the second Hokage, we didn't know much about him. It wasn't until like I think during like the Danzo versus Sasuke fight arc where we finally started learning more about Tobirama, the fact that he sacrificed himself to save his team that consisted of Hiruzen, Danzo, and a few others. And that was at the right moment where he was like, let me see who I can choose to be my successor as Hokage. And he chose Hiruzen at that time because Hiruzen, he basically, like what Tobirama asked him to do, he quickly did it, no hesitation at all. And that must have impressed Tobirama so much to the point where he made Hiruzen Hokage. And so that was really cool too, man. And the fact that it was at that moment where that like insane fight happened that to this day we still have no visuals about, like how the fight transpired, which was Tobirama fighting those 20 S rank ninjas, including the gold and silver brothers that had portions of the nine-tailed fox's chakra in them. That was just so cool, man. Like I just find it funny, like the third and the fourth Hokages, we know how they actually died. We've seen the scenes of how they died. The third Hokage by Orochimaru and Minato by the nine-tailed fox. But the second and first Hokage, they are described as being the most powerful, Hokages until Naruto, right? But we don't know how they like exactly died. Like I think for Hashirama, it was old age that got him, or he fought, or he died during battle. That's what people say about how he died. But Tobirama, it was this fight that he died. So I think the reason why we never got this fight visualized is because it might be a disappointment if we actually got this fight because Tobirama is described as being one of the strongest Hokages, possibly the strongest Hokage after Hashirama. So if we end up getting a fight and it turns out to be a disappointment, like okay, so this is how he died, right? He's supposed to be like this insane ninja, right? That created the flying Raijin Jutsu, the water release jutsus, all these kinds of jutsus, and this is how he dies. It will probably disappoint a lot of people. It wouldn't disappoint me at all because like he fought 20 S rank ninjas, man. He probably took out like some of them before he finally succumbed to his injuries, and the fact that he was running out of chakra. But Tobirama, man, I became a huge fan of him when all the four Hokages got reanimated at the same time. When he like showed up for the first time, he immediately recognized Orochimaru, and he was just like, "So it's you again, you brat, it's you." So you trying to mess with the Hidden Leaf again? Like I just love his love for the Hidden Leaf Village because that guy he put in work when he was Hokage. While Hashirama founded the Hidden Leaf Village, that man Tobirama, when he got appointed into office, he was about business, man. He made the academies, the Anbus. I think he made the tuning exams too. And then I remember there's this one picture of him with Hiruzen, right? And Hiruzen's friends, but they were all young. And he had those bells near his pockets. I'm thinking that he's also the guy that invented that test as well that Kakashi uses at the beginning of the series to test Naruto and them. And then again when it's the time skip in Shippuden, man. So that man Tobirama, man, he was not wasting no time when he became Hokage, man. He even made like the Uchiha their own military force, and like I think that's like when it really started to like become the Uchiha's downfall was when Tobirama did that because he just put them in their own corner, and that started making the Uchihas feel slighted. Like, okay, so you don't want us to be with the general population. You want to give us our own stuff, and I think that made them really slighted, man. I really think it did. And then I feel like another reason why Tobirama felt like I don't know if he really hated the Uchihas. Like I don't know if it's like how the fan base likes to think that he had like a grudge against them. I feel like it's just because of how he saw or how he viewed Madara. Because I think there was this one scene where Madara told Hashirama to kill himself. I think it was around the time where Izuna died from his injuries during his fight with Tobirama, and Madara was trying to like figure out what Hashirama could do to repay that death of his brother, and so he told Hashirama to kill himself, and Hashirama was actually going to do it. So he was probably thinking that if someone like Madara can have this type of control over like my brother or somebody in the Hidden Leaf Village, then it might lead to something insane going on in the future. And so that's probably why he felt the way he did about the Uchihas. And even during when he saw Sasuke, when he immediately saw Sasuke, he was calling him Uchiha brat, and he even said he's possessed by the Uchiha evil. Like it was just a funny scene to me when Tobirama was saying all that stuff to Sasuke, and of course when he had the whole room shook by Tobirama. Like I don't know if Tobirama was always going to be like I don't know if he was always destined to be such a strong Hokage when we later got him in the series, but at that time, man, he really showed me that the guy was like built different. Like he had to be like a powerhouse during his time, man, because the way he had the entire room shook, like he had Orochimaru shook, the same guy that killed the third Hokage, right? And the third Hokage was regarded as being the strongest Kage of his time. He had the third Hokage shook too, the fourth Hokage. The only guy that was not shook was Hashirama, and of course, it's Hashirama. The guy is described as being like the strongest of his era too. So that was cool too. And then the actual like war itself, the fourth Shinobi War. Tobirama was going crazy during that war, man. I'm talking about that. Like my favorite scene with him in the series is when he synchronized the flying Raijin. I think he did. I think it was the flying Raijin, right? Yeah, when he synchronized that with Minato and it was able to connect onto Obito, man. That's one of the coolest Hokage scenes in the entire series, in my opinion, man. Like Tobirama was just like going crazy, man. And then another reason why I think that the whole like Tobirama's hatred of the Uchihas is kind of exaggerated is because of the scene with Sasuke and Madara. When Madara was getting ready to kill Sasuke, he was telling Madara like, "How can you do this, man? Like Sasuke has nothing to do with this. Like our era was over. Why are you doing this to generations like the generations after our generation? Why are you doing this?" So with that scene, it was just like you see, Tobirama does not hate he does not hate the Uchihas because that guy was willing to sacrifice his self again for Sasuke. I think he even like he set up Madara twice for Sasuke too. So that was just like yeah, this whole thing of Tobirama hating the Uchihas is not like really true. He just has like some type of what's the word? Not slight towards them, but like he's just wary of them, like what they could possibly do to the Hidden Leaf Village because of how he viewed Madara. But You guys let me know your thoughts on Tobirama down in the comments below, because the guy, he was always a cool Hokage to me, his design. And then like the first time I saw him, I thought he was gonna be like some type of ninja that manipulated ice, because his design just screamed like ice powers in my opinion. Seeing all these different characters back then, like when they had like blue, light blue or dark blue, I was thinking, okay, they might have some type of water release or some type of ice powers. But it later came true with Tobirama that he at least has some water release jutsus, because he's the one that invented that to combat Madara's fire release, and also other Uchihas too after his generation. So cold character, cold design, everything, man. And the best scene with him is when he had Sasuke shook. He was just like, okay, I understand why this guy's the second Hokage. I understand now. And that Minato scene too. And I just found that cool how Tobirama, he seems to be like the smartest out of the first four Hokages, right? But I just found it cool how Naruto and Minato like impressed him so greatly. Like he sees Naruto a lot like Hashirama, and that didn't stop him from just like being like, okay, so this kid is the future, huh? I like that a lot. And then Minato too, he was amazed that Minato was able to master his flying Raijin, so much so that he's even faster than the originator. That was really cool to me too. But as always, man, if y'all enjoyed this discussion video, hit the subscribe button. Also like the video too, as I'll be putting out 2 videos for you guys every week. And also let me know your thoughts on Tobirama down in the comments below, and also who your favorite Hokage is out of the 8 Hokages as well. And I'll also be putting a community tab too, so you guys will just go down there and write down what videos you would like me to discuss about in the future. I'll also have the link too, because once this video drops, I'll create that community tab. So anyways, hope y'all continue on a nice Saturday, and I'll catch y'all for the next video. Peace.